slippery pony. Yeah, my friend is in the background. I'm reading a really fucked up fanfiction for him today. And we probably just, I think we just ruined the Bible. I don't quite remember what happened. What did we do, Evander?
We tried to burn a Bible and stuff.
Yeah, that was him. It's not very loud though.
You like?
Oh my god, dude.
Wow.
That was way too loud. I guess somehow turned down the recording for this. Last time it turned out way too loud.
Yeah, good.
That better at all? You know, I think that's better. Anyway, today is Sweet Apple Massacre. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Much more fucked up than cupcakes or something. I've read it before, and I had a good laugh. And apparently it's by Big Macintosh 2111. Probably. Just do it for another 50 seconds. We are cooking food right now because we're really hungry, and it's 9:04 at night. Yep. Anyway, let's get on with the fucking fanfic. It's been like god damn it, we passed a minute, we haven't even done anything! Big Macintosh surveyed the many apple trees that made up Sweet Apple Acres. It was nearly apple buck season once again, and it looked as though they would be having a bumper harvest this year. He nodded, satisfied. His sister Applejack walked up beside him. "Woo, boy howdy! I sure am glad you ain't injured this time, Big Mac," she said. "Why, there's even more apples on them trees last year." Yep. Big Mac, god damn it, Big Macintosh replied in his characteristic manner. "Them's a lot of apples." Applejack was silent for a moment, enjoying the feel of the slight breeze against her blonde mane. "Say, I don't suppose you've seen an apple bloom anywhere, have you? I've been looking for her all day, and she ain't nowhere to be found." Big Macintosh shook his head. "Sorry, sis. Can't say I have." "Darn, that silly filly's..." I'm sorry, my friend was just humping my fucking... You know what, this will be a great fucking fanfiction, I'm sure. Not because it's Sweet Apple Massacre.
They're still cold.
I'll flip them again, 25 seconds. Fuck. God damn it, I've lost my place. Darn, that silly filly's probably gone off somewhere for France. I just hope she ain't getting herself into any mischief, or else there'll be hay to pay. "Don't you go worrying yourself, Applejack," he replied. "I'm sure she's perfectly fine. But anyway, I need to get back to the barn. I gotta go press some apples for some home-brewed apple cider. I hoof-picked a few apples earlier especially, all nice and plump and ripe, and they ain't got any press, and they ain't gonna press themselves." Applejack laughed. "You sure do love your cider, don't you? Just make sure Apple Bloom does..." You are a bad person. You don't even know my mother! Dude, do you know how this fanfiction will turn out now? Oh my god! You know, if this becomes the most viewed thing because of you, I'm going to only record my fanfictions with you around. "You sure do love your cider, don't you? Just make sure Apple Bloom doesn't get her hooves on it again. We all know what happened last time." Big Mac chuckled. Big Macintosh chuckled along with his sister. Yep. Wait. Oh my god! I will murder you! And it's Chuck Tesla!
No, it's not.
You know... Do you want to see my precious audio right now? Do you want to see how it's going to turn out? Do you want to see how it will turn out?
Thousands of views.
No! You just fucking eat your shit.
Fine, it's all for me now.
Yeah, it is!
Okay, fine! You know what?
What? God, give back my goddamn wallet!
I'm taking all the money.
No, give me back my damn wallet!
With your plate.
So, my friend just left me, so I apologize for this. Back to the fanfiction. The large red pony trotted back to the...
I'm sorry, I did not mean to do that, okay? I didn't mean to outburst. Here's your wallet back.
Thank you. I don't even know if your voice will turn up.
And you can have 5 of the chicken tenders.
No, you just eat them yourself. For now. I'll mix them for me later. Right now, I'm recording. It's unprofessional. This will be going up on YouTube. And I'm wasting so much time, and I'm not even reading the fanfiction.
Okay.
I'm not even recording this because... I'm recording this for your reactions, dude.
You know what?
Oh my god. No, you're staying here. You are staying here.
Damn it, woman!
I'm not a girl! Do you know how far I'll have to keep the mic away from my mouth now?
Just tell the story.
Okay. The large red pony trotted back to the barn and gently closed the door. He opened a trap door of his mouth and went down the steps into an old, disused apple cellar. Usually, it was just filled with junk. Scrap metal. What?
I'm sorry.
What did you do?
There's no ketchup.
You don't keep it in there.
Oh, really?
No, just go search around somewhere else.
I thought you were refrigerating.
No.
Continue.
Usually, it was just filled with junk. Scrap metal, old worn-out plows, old rope, and various other bits and bobs that had outlived their usefulness. Big Macintosh often came down here when he wanted to get away from the world, to withdraw for a little while for some peace and quiet. Today was different, however. Dude, don't look up there. I told you not to look up there. You know what? FanFiction. Today was different, however. The old rope, at least, had found a new use because in cellar space were Apple Bloom and her fellow Cutie Mark Crusaders Sweetie Belle and Scootaloo, bound and gagged, propped up against the wall. This is why I'm recording this with you. Dude, just listen, Dude, listen. Three pairs of scared, round eyes looked up at Big Macintosh as he approached. Now then, you free fellas, he said as placid as ever, you all need to learn a lesson. You need to learn not to mess around with Big Macintosh. All I want is some peace and quiet, he said, looking directly at Apple Bloom. By the way, Apple Bloom and Big Macintosh are brother and sister. Just remember that, okay? Just remember that. Oh my god. Much worse. The little red-haired filly cowered under his gaze. All I want is a quiet life, without all you Cutie Mark Crusaders running around the place making with the noise. When I'm finished with y'all, there's gonna be no noise from you ever again. As Big Macintosh approached, Scootaloo flapped her wings, struggling to get off the ground. Big Macintosh laughed and grabbed one of her rings. That's where everything except fat's fucked up. Yay! She twisted, at first slow, watching the pain visibly grow in her eyes, but then tore hard, smiling slightly when he heard the snap and the muffled whimper that came from Scootaloo. He then threw her to the ground. Your wings are useless, you silly filly. He then went to a toolbox and took out a rusty knife with a jagged blade and shoved it in front of the three fillies. No, toolbox!
Hey, look.
My friend is now holding up a BU card. No joke.
No!
God damn it! Can I get on with the story? I'm gonna take off those gags now, he said. The first one of you to scream gets the tongues cut out. This is why I have my friend around, everybody. He took off Sweetie Belle's gag first. She looked up at him with terror, but managed to stay quiet. Next was Scootaloo. She let out a strangled whine and was breathing heavily, still in horrendous pain from her broken wing, but managed to resist the temptation. Finally, he removed the gag from his sister Apple Bloom. She stared at him with her large round eyes, filled with fear and incomprehension. This was Big Macintosh, after all, her big brother and the gentlest of souls. Wasn't he? Surely this was just a horrible joke. But she had seen what he had done to Scootaloo's wing, and it was definitely no joke. She took a deep breath. Applejack! Big Macintosh shoved his hoop in Apple Bloom's mouth, silencing her scream. He sighed and shook his head. I told you not to scream, Apple Bloom. You should listen to your big brother. I'll scream, and scream again, and Applejack will hear, and... Apple Bloom said falteringly, You know, I kinda hope you do. After all, I still ain't forgiven Applejack for that injury she gave me last apple book season. If you want Applejack to join y'all down here, scream away. I, for one, would welcome her company. But now, to business. Wait. Big Macintosh picked up the knife and loomed over the cowering Apple Bloom. He pinned her down with a powerful hoof and stuck the knife into Apple Bloom's mouth. Sit down! Sit down! You can see why I kept this guy. Wait. He pinned her down with a powerful hoof and stuck the knife into Apple Bloom's mouth.
Oh, fuck.
Sweetie Belle vomited at the sight, the thick yellow chunks and acidic-smelling liquid spattering heavily on the floor. Oh my god! Scootaloo managed not to be sick, but rather gasped and sobbed and choked with panic. Big Macintosh forced open Apple Bloom's mouth and with some effort cut out her tongue. Apple Bloom tried to scream, but her mouth was too full of blood, so it was more of a muted gurgle.
That was a funny joke.
Oh my god! No, it's serious!
Oh.
This is actually happening!
Bitch shouldn't have screamed.
In case you couldn't hear him, he said bitch shouldn't have screamed.
Man told the chick not to scream. Scream.
You know, he proved a very good point there.
Man, I mean...
Oh, wait. This is awesome. After a short while, she collapsed, tears streaming from her eyes, falling unconscious from the shock and the pain. Big Macintosh then took the tongue and rolled it in the puddle of putrid vomit on the floor. He smiled at Scootaloo. "Ya hungry?"
Oh, fuck! Shit, what?
Scootaloo shook her head vigorously and cast him a defiant glare. "If Rainbow Dash was here, she would kick the crap out of you, you maniac!" Big Macintosh shrugged. "Well, she ain't. And anyway, I wouldn't be so sure about that. Rainbow Dash ain't as tough as she likes to make out." He shoved the vomit-covered tongue into Scootaloo's mouth and used his soup to clap her mouth shut. "Don't you go trying to spit it out now," he said calmly with a little laugh, and the filly struggled and squirmed. "Didn't your mother..." That isn't real. In case you couldn't hear him, he said, "Who the hell is Holland?" Backstory. We're sorting through a bunch of Pokemon cards I have. We don't know who the hell Holland is. But this is a pony fanfiction, so...
The Japanese guy's house.
Give it to me. And why do you have to sort through these right now while I'm reading? God damn it. Well, god damn it.
Hey, look. It's Luffy.
Can I read? Can I please read? Can I read? Why not? Okay. Scootaloo closed her eyes and flapped her one good wing desperately, eventually swallowing Apple Bloom's tongue. Big Macintosh, still holding the rifling Scootaloo... Wait, this is where it gets good. Yeah. Big Macintosh, still holding the rifling Scootaloo down with his strong hooves, then mounted the orange filly and slid his penis into a tight virgin pussy, raping her for several minutes while Sweetie Belle watched, trembling with revulsion. Apple Bloom was still out cold, blood pouring from her torn-out mouth. "Cutie mark say to rape victims," Big Macintosh said with a tender mockery as he fucked Scootaloo, followed by a gentle chuckle. "Guess you all found your purpose in life now. Your special talent is getting raped." Yep. Eventually, he withdrew from Scootaloo, and gripped her head tight and repeatedly punched her hard with a hoof in the face, causing her nose to shatter and spurt with blood. He skipped up some of the blood and some of Sweetie Belle's vomit with his tongue and held it in his mouth, so that it mixed with his saliva, and then he brought his mouth close to Scootaloo's and spat the rank mixture into her mouth. He clamped his hoof over her mouth and held her nose until she gagged, and eventually had no choice but to swallow. What are you doing on my iPod? Stop messing with my iPod!
I'm not messing with your iPod, I'm just looking at
I will traumatize you with a much worse story if you don't. Yeah, you will be. As Scootaloo retched and spat and cried. He turned to Sweetie Belle. He grabbed her easily as she was too shocked and traumatized to respond. And with apparent amusement, he rammed her horn up Scootaloo's ass. Oh my god! Do you want me to kill you? No. In case you can't hear that, he started playing the fucking Beatles. This is the best fanfiction reading ever, isn't it? If you don't stop... You know what? I give up. I give up! Fuck it, I'm reading this. This is going up on YouTube. I hope you guys have fun with this. I'm almost past the time limit, I think. I don't care. He rammed her horn up Scootaloo's ass. The horn was too big and hard, that's what she said, So the skin around Scootaloo's ass ripped and blood and fecal matter first trickled and then poured profusely down onto Sweetie Belle's face, as well as urine as Scootaloo pissed herself. You keep doing that, Sweetie Belle, he said. Unicorn carried on, pushing her heart up Scootaloo's anus, slowly but surely. Her normally well-groomed pink and purple mane was now stained reddish-brown, glistening with the wetness of the piss and blood. If you stop, I'll come over there and, get creative. I may seem a bit dense, but I'm actually quite a creative stallion, you know. Big Macintosh said with a wink. Yup. He went to Applebloom and penetrated his little sister's unconscious body with his hard cock. His only... Oh my god, she's dead!
Oh. Then it isn't illegal anymore, is it?
The amount of anger I feel right now is unbelievable. He went to Applebloom and penetrated his little sister's unconscious body with his hard cock. While he violated her in another knife, this one sharp and shiny, he sliced open her flank, causing her glistening intestines... Yeah.
What the hell is a flank?
It's like her ass area. Causing her glistening intestines to flop about wetly on the floor. He glanced over and was pleased to see that Sweetie Belle was still using her horn to anally penetrate Scootaloo, and her face was now completely covered in blood and feces and urine.
But she's dead.
Oh, Scootaloo?
Yeah.
No. She's alive. She has a broken wing and a broken nose. Yep. He turned his attention back to Applebloom and scooped up her crimson entrails and wrapped them around her neck, still fucking the filly. And with his front hooves, he pulled and pulled until it was wrapped so tightly around Applebloom's neck that it broke her windpipe. Yeah, probably. You know what? I give up. She was now surely dead, but Big Macintosh continued fucking her furiously until her body began to lose form and collapse into a quivering amorphous mass of fur and blood and flesh. I don't even know what you're gonna play. You know, this will be like one of the worst fanfic readings ever. You do realize I'm going to need to add a copyright now. Apparently I'm British.
No!
Okay, everybody, I'm trolling him with the Hypno's Lullaby.
Come, little children, come.
With me. Aw, damn it. Did that actually turn up? Holy shit, that actually turned up on Audacity. I'm sorry about that, everybody, but god damn it, he's ruining my fanfic for the day. I'm going to record another one, too. This will be fun. Oh well. Please, stop. She was now surely dead, but Big Macintosh continued fucking her furiously until her body began to lose form and collapsing into a quivering amorphous mass of fur and blood and flesh. The perineum had fallen away, leaving a single red and raw gaping void. He carried on until he was fucking nothing but a single swollen and bloody orifice, and then discarded his baby sister's carcass as though she were nothing more than a rotten apple core. He then took the knife and grabbed Sweetie Belle and tossed her aside. He forced himself into Scootaloo's ruinedness, and then took the knife and cut her from her ass in a sweeping motion up to her belly, and all her innards fell out. He then grabbed her head, twisted and tore it clean off, using his immense strength, and fucked it in the mouth and then tossed it aside. He then had sex with her headless body, both in the vagina and the ass, until he got bored. Sweetie Belle was the last remaining cutie mark crusader. I wonder if this guy likes her the most. She was herself barely conscious, overcome with the nauseous stench of blood, shit, and piss that covered her horn and her face. Big Macintosh pinned Sweetie Belle down with his hoof and plunged the knife into her green eye, and twisted, causing vitreous fluid to dribble out onto the handle. Well, I guess not. At that, Sweetie Belle let out a throaty whine and involuntarily emptied her bowels, and the aroma of fresh urine and feces filled the apple cellar once again. He withdrew the knife and did the same to the other eye, each time holding her tight and sticking his hoof into her mouth to silence her agonized screams. He licked the vitreous fluid that had leaked onto the knife, and then methodically he began cutting and hacking at her front left hoof using the rusty knife. The knife was quite blunt, so it took Herculean effort to get through the skin, bone, and cartilage, but eventually the bone splintered and the leg came off. He did the same to her other legs until all four were amputated and nothing remained but bloody stumps. with slimy white ligaments and broken bone shards hanging out. At some point, Sweetie Belle had passed out. The overwhelming pain too much for her to bear. He then used the knife to gouge out her left eye, and then... God damn it, Skype.
Is Colin doing this again?
I don't know, I'm fucking reading!
Well, Colin, I can see Colin.
Well, you know what, just let me do my thing. He then used the knife to gouge out her left eye and jammed his penis into her eye socket, penetrating repeatedly deep into her brain, enjoying how tight her skull felt around his hard shaft and how warm and squishy the prey matter felt against the tip of his throbbing penis. I don't know.
Wait.
Just turn it down.
Okay. Okay, I'll turn it up.
As he did, he twisted Sweetie Belle's neck. After he had finished skull fucking her, he cracked open her skull with a swift stamp of the hoof and bent down and ate some of the exposed brain, taking care to spit out a few fragments of skull bone that had gotten mixed in as he chewed. It was warm and slimy and tough, and stuck to the back of his throat. He swallowed, and then raped Sweetie Belle in the ass until it tore open, and his engorged penis was smeared with what little fecal matter remained in her rectum.
If it tore open, that's penetration with a foreign object.
Oh my god! Sodomy!
Sodomy!
Oh my god. Wait, you know, I'm gonna play a movie in the background, just because we're already doing this so unprofessionally, we might as well make this even worse. He took one of Sweetie Belle's...
I'm about to make it even worse and worse.
Can I talk? He took one of Sweetie Belle's detached legs and shoved her inside her ass, and then fucked Apple Bloom and Scootaloo's bodies the same way, forcing the amputated limb in hoop first as far as it could go. He thought how strange it was that the still lumps of torn flesh that he was fucking with Sweetie Belle's leg had been so vibrant and alive such a short time ago. What have you done, Big Mac?
No, stop, no.
I will throw this across...
No!
Why is this 10 hours long?
Because I love you.
But now all three were dead, and he finished burping his voluminous load into Apple Bloom's destroyed backside.
Oh my god.
He watched with satisfaction as the semen and blood and shit mixed together,
It's an actual...
forming a foamy maroon pool. He bent down and greedily lapped up some of it with his tongue, pressing his tongue deep into her anal cavity so as not to miss any, letting some dribble down his chin. It tasted foul, of course, a rancid, tangy slime that burned his throat, but it felt oh so satisfying. He swallowed the filthy goo
What is wrong with
and wiped his mouth with a hoof. It was done. Big Macintosh finally gets his peace and quiet. Big Mac, you down there? It was Applejack. He looked at the disfigured corpses of the three fellows, all now barely recognizable as the oh-so-sweet Cutie Mark Crusaders, and realized he felt strangely unsatisfied. It had all been a bit too quick and easy. Now Applejack, that would be a challenge. She was Ponyville's best athlete after all. She even had the prize pony of Ponyville's trophy to prove it. And of course, he still hadn't forgiven her for that injury. He felt his penis stiffen once again in anticipation. Hey Big Mac, I said, are you down there? Came Applejack's lilting voice again, this time more insistent. Big Macintosh replied serenely, I sure am, sis. Hey, come down here a minute. I've got something to show you. Sure thing. What is it? It's a surprise. Oh boy, I sure do love surprises. Something real neat, I'll bet. Something real nice, Big Mac. Something real nice? Big Macintosh looked at the mangled, mutilated remains of the Cutie Mark Crusaders, his lip curled into a thin smile. Yep. So, everybody, that was a Sweet Apple Massacre done in a very unprofessional way. Why? Because of my guest. Any responses?
I love you.
Any responses relevant?
I love you. YouTube is awesome!
So, YouTube, my friend loves you.
You know this chick named Sabrina from Gateway? Don't talk to her because she's like a total bitch.
Dude, you just announced... Why would you announce this?
Nobody's gonna watch the video. From Gateway. Unless you show Colin.
I will.
And then...
I will show Colin. You know what? This is just dragging on. Do you have any responses to the story?
It was the greatest story ever written.
According to my friend, greatest story ever written. I had a good laugh. I had a good laugh at his reactions. I'm fucking done. I'm gonna go read another really fucked up fanfic. I hope this turns out well because I really want to upload this to YouTube. And yes, this has been a very unprofessional 25-something minutes.